In point of fact, if that was true, let's just take this whole idea of NASA. How was NASA started? Who started it? Who are the people involved? Because it would have to be something very different than what they've told us what NASA is. The whole foundation would have to be different. And this is what I found very interesting. So this guy,
T. Keith Glennon, right?
his previous qualification, get this. First of all, he was from Yale University, as in Skull and Bones, the Bushes, Yale. And he was one of the heads at Paramount Studios.
Paramount was a creditor.
Expert in imaging.
How convenient for NASA.
And I became vice president and general manager of that. Now this was in 1931, I guess I was 26 years old, something like that. I was responsible for managing the studio, providing the crews, cameramen and all the rest of that, carpenters, makeup artists, that type of thing.
And MGM. Working with imaging. Okay, why is a guy that's chosen to be in charge of NASA, which is supposed to be space travel and rocketing, an expert in imaging, probably the foremost authority in the world at that time in imaging? Why is imaging so important to NASA?
Giving birth, founding NASA. In 1934, he took a job as operations manager of Paramount Pictures in Hollywood. 4 years later, he became the studio manager, a position of considerable importance, where he was responsible for budgeting, productions, lighting, sound, set construction, wardrobe, art, and film processing. Goes on to say here, working with such Hollywood notables as Cecil B. DeMille. Glennon was also credited with important innovations in the film industry during the time at Paramount, including the first full-fledged engineering department. In 1940, during the summer of 1941, Glennon became the studio manager of Samuel Goldwyn Studios, MGM. Now, this is all before NASA. This was his qualifications.
You know, this all makes sense now. Did you know there was a secret military base in Lookout Mountain in Laurel Canyon in Hollywood?
Lookout Mountain Air Force Station, a photographic installation of the Aerospace Audiovisual Service Military Airlift Command, to process the many types of film handled here and exposed by not only our production unit, but others dispersed around the world.
Did you know that Marilyn Monroe had a Defense Department card so she could go in along with Jimmy Stewart?
T. Keith Glennon went
To work for NASA, he was on leave, right? From his job at the Case Institute of Technology in Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, the Rockefeller